Hi everybody, good news, my wood's been delivered at last. Waited 2.5 weeks for this, so there we go. And I've got basically an 8-foot pallet, which I'm going to take to bits and make use of that wood at some point. So that was free. So now I'm going into the train room, and now my 8-inch temporary Route 7 and temporary layout is now going to be lifted, and today I'm going to be putting in the proper fixed baseboard result. Good, so let's crack on. Okay, an update. I've dismantled the pallet that was there, saved some of the wood up in my racks. Some of it was okay, managed to save some, come in handy for something. Oh, and here's the garage door opener that I mentioned the other day, all shortened and working. So that's all fine and clear of the door, which was going to be which was the problem, but everything's good there. Cup of coffee, absolutely. Now this is coming up now. All this stuff is just going to one side. I'm going to do the right hand side first. So I'm going to take up that 6-inch board, and then I'll get the board cut and get the first board on, and I'll take it from there. Okay, catch you later. Hi everybody, just a little bit of an update. I'll just show you what I've done after the wood's been delivered. I've fitted the boards there, and on this side I've got the little bit across there to do. So I'm going to put some coats of MDF paint on there and seal that up. Good, cracking on. Hi everybody, and a really big milestone of a update. I've now obviously had the wood delivered, and I've now fitted all the baseboards all the way around. So that's down the left hand side as you walk in, right across the back, and there's the old drop-in board, still wired up because I'm thinking of using that on the second tier, and here's the new drop-in board going across the door. So really cool, totally made up. Now I can start thinking about putting the second tier in and trying to work out how that's going to fit in with the rest of the layout. So great news and great progress. I hope everybody's doing all right on the lockdown and you're all staying safe. I'll speak to you soon. Hi everybody. Just yet another update. I'm actually covered in dust. I've been sawing stuff all over the place. Just wanted to show you my first offering of the raised section on the layout. I've just done it very simply just to give me an idea of dimensions and things like that. It'll obviously change a little bit as it goes on and gets toward the final design. So I'll just switch camera and I'll show you. Okay, So, going round, this is either side of the door. There's the drop-in section. It's none of it's screwed down or anything like that, and it's not at its final position, but this is a rough idea. Across the door, right round the room, and then a wider section at the back, coming back round to the door again. I'll most probably have to put something in the corners to allow for the radiuses of the track. And this section at the back, I'm going to have a mainline station on there, raised up. And then I'm hoping that the tracks will then, they'll divide into the maybe 2 to 4 tracks for the station, and then drop down to 2 as it goes round the rest of the layout, or there may be more, but at least 2. And then what I'm planning to do is on the lower section, which will be if you like, the working part of the layout, there'll be all sorts. There'll be some fiddle yards, siding, maybe some warehouses or whatever, signal boxes, things like that, all the usual stuff. But what I'm hoping is I'm going to use, I think I might use Woodland Scenics because it's just simpler. The foam risers, going for maybe a 2% or a 3% riser. And what I plan is to decide where I'm going to start it, and that's going to go round the back. We'll come up at the back and join on to this upper section. And then the train can go right round and right round and round and round and round. And then I'm going to have one going the other way, anti-clockwise, doing the same thing. Then I want to be able to connect a lower run of track, loop of track, if you like, a local line, to the upper line. And if I do the points right, I could have a train that could go round the top, down and round the bottom, and back up and round the top and down round the bottom, and would give me quite a long run for a train. I mean, this size of this track, this room, only allows me to have maybe 5 or 6 pieces to a train. Any bigger would I think it looks a bit daft. Might look a bit daft anyway. Things like TGVs, make it a 4 to 6 piece unit. The HSTs, instead of 10s, just put 5s on, 5s and 6s. I think it's just a representation of them. And my actual design for this whole layout is going to be based on a heritage / museum type line, that way, which has access to the main line. And I can run it as a heritage line, the whole thing, but I can run any train I like. 00, HO, I can run steam, diesel, electric, I can run what I like, because if I run it as a museum line, that sends excursions out onto the main line. So I can run any train. I'm not tied to a year, I'm not tied to a period or even a livery. I'm not tied to anything. I can run any train that I like, which is exactly what I want. I just want to be able to see a train that I like and say, oh, I like the look of that, buy it and stick it on the layout, and it won't be out of place. So that's where we are at the moment. Just another update. As we've just been speaking about in the high level or the second tier around the train room, what I'm trying to do is reduce the dimensions of it so it doesn't look too chunky and horrible. I am admittedly using 18mm MDF and try and reduce it down. I might be able to get away with it. Otherwise, I'm going to have to think about maybe using a thinner base for the second tier, like a plywood of some sort. But what I've done already, from what I've just showed you, I've already cut it down and changed the setup, and I'll just show you that for now. As you can see, instead of it just being square around the room, what I've done is I've put it at angles on the side, so to add a bit more interest to it. So it's going to have a curve to it down the left-hand side. Obviously, it'll curve right around onto the main board at the back. What I've also done is just put some stuff out to see if it could fit the 4 tracks on for the main station, which I can. And that's great, I'm made up with that. It would swing round to the side, and I'm just trying it with the TGV there to see if it's going to touch the wall or touch each other as they go around that curve. What I've found is that I can reduce the width of these side pieces because it's only going to have 2 tracks on it, and if I can reduce the width, great. And that will be the same for that side as well. Well, everywhere, quite frankly, everywhere I can reduce the dimensions of that second tier, I will do. At some point in the future, I'd like to change parts of it for bridges, some sort of steel rail gantry, overhead structure, which would look a lot more stylish. And as I make this slimmer, what I might do is chamfer this edge, angle this edge in that way, to give it a better look, because it's all going to be painted, so it'll look better. And as you can see, if you look at the legs as well, I've just used chunks of wood there, and it's all too high at the moment, as you must probably be screaming out at the screen. But this is just to give me ideas on dimensions, so don't worry about that. Now, I've just used blocks of wood there, which is fine. Plenty of people use blocks of wood, not a problem. But I've got piles of these old kitchen legs, and I've just stripped one down there. And wouldn't that painted up in a grey concrete colour just look like a concrete stanchion? I think that would look all right. I'd get away with that. And it's got the base part there. That would look okay, all painted up. Look like a concrete thing. And it's also less than half the footprint, a third of the footprint of the wooden block. Now, once it's set up, I'd only need one there. I've done that as an experiment to reduce the numbers. I've just put it between 2 boards where it's joining, so I only need one there. I could do something similar there, put one where it's joining. And the only time I put one in the middle is maybe for aesthetics, to make it look like it's a little bit more realistic. So I could I've got enough to replace all of these blocks of wood with the plastic feet off kitchen cupboards. How cool is that? So I can carry on with that. So what I'm going to do is, this is going to be the end of this particular video, so I can get it up on YouTube, and then I can move on to the next part. But and I've put cupboards up. So I've started storing some stuff in the cupboards up top, just to keep stuff out of the way, and I'll be buying more one day to go all the way around. But things are looking good. I'm just in the process of doing more work in the workshop side of it for my own benefit in the workshop, and I've just fitted a heater up there, which I've just fitted it up there to get it out of the way off a shelf, just a pull cord. So what I'm going to do is wire it in permanently over through to the main power board there, which would be no problem. And then, so I can just come in and just pull that cord and warm the little room up. Nice. So I'll speak to you on the next video, and I'm going to edit this down now and see what I can put up as a video, maybe tonight or tomorrow. I think it'll be Train Room Project Part 5. I think that'll be the case. So speak to you soon. Bye.